Danny, a real game of two halves last weekend, but you must have been delighted with the determination, fight back up in Sligo to earn what was a deserved draw really after being 3-0 down.
Yeah, no, it was, to be fair. It's weird because at half time you think you haven't played well, and you question the girls a little bit in terms of like their overall performance in the game. And as we said to them at half time, like, look, you're losing 3-0. Like, go and show a bit of pride in the jersey and go and try and get yourselves back in the game. And and I think they did that. But like when you watch the game back, like they actually played quite well first half and played some really good stuff. We just got to stop with the individual errors and then take our opportunities in the first half that we had, and then it's probably a different scoreline coming in at half time. But to be 3-0 down and to come back and have that sort of fight and desire to get back in the game, like, it just shows where the girls are at, and the level what they've put into performances every week this year is like testament to that performance.
Yeah, and Christina, I guess the buzz that game will have given the squad this week probably means you can't all wait to get back on the pitch tomorrow. What does a comeback like that and a game like that do for the mood in the camp?
I think it's great for the mood. We've had a tough season, we're losing a lot. Like, it's something like that, a comeback, getting points out of a match. It just inspires us now, I think, to show that we can perform like that over a whole game now at the weekend. We didn't do ourselves justice really in the first half with the goals we conceded. But I think, if we can put that second half performance, bring that into the start of the game against Treaty, that we give ourselves a really good chance.
Yeah, Danny, and I suppose to pick up on that, you've mentioned a couple of times this season that we've been getting 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes in some games, but it does show that when this team clicks, what they're capable of. Yeah,
no, there's huge amounts of potential in this team, and we believe that, and I think as a group we all believe it as well. We've got to have the consistency in performance for a full game and starting games better. And I think, if we look at things over the course of the year, like we didn't start games too well at the start of the year, and now we've kind of been starting games better and conceding later in the games or midway point of the games. And we'd cut out a lot of conceding goals from set pieces, and we conceded 2 from a set piece the weekend. And look, they're just small little things that we've got to keep tidying up on, and we've just got to keep improving in them areas. And I do honestly believe that we've got a really good group of players that can go on and really achieve things.
And the game tomorrow, Danny, kicks off at 2 p.m. in Bishopstown. Look, the cross is unavailable, it's not ideal, but I guess with a Munster derby and the hype and the crowd that hopefully will come up for that one, it doesn't really matter where it's played. No, it doesn't.
Look, at the end of the day, I think Bishopstown's pitch is brilliant. It's in immaculate condition, and no matter what the weather, you could play a game there. So it's, the pitch will be fine, and it doesn't make a huge amount of difference of where you play. It's 11 v 11, one ball, and then everyone, you've got to go out and try and put on a performance and win the game. So, stadiums and everything else don't really count. It's the desire to want to win the game on the day. Yeah,
and Christina, I guess the two clubs have a lot of players now that will have played for the other at one stage or another. Does that kind of add an extra element to the contest, even outside the fact that it's a Munster derby and there's local bragging rights?
Yeah, I think it does. It's always a bit tense between the two teams, but definitely, the players we brought in this year, having played for Treaty, I know if I was them, I'd be kind of saying, well, I'm going to show I made the right decision by moving. So I think, they'll definitely put in kind of a performance that'll show that they made the right move.
Yeah, and I suppose, look, Danny, ultimately it's two really young teams going head to head tomorrow and know each other well. We've had the better of the meetings over recent years. Are you confident we can kind of continue that success on Saturday and in the season on a high?
Yeah, I'm confident with the group of girls getting into every game. Confident we can always get results, and I think that we've got to go into tomorrow's game and approach it in the right way and do the things that we know we're good at, and make sure that we turn up on the day and do that. And I think then we know we can get a positive result out of the game if we do that. We can't get too caught up in the emotions of the game and it being a derby games. I think we did that when we played them at home here last season, and we got a little bit too caught up in the emotions of it. But in the second half, we managed to settle down a little bit, and I think we've got to go into the game and play our style of play and implement that in the game. And as I said, I think then we can get a positive result.
Yeah, and I suppose, look, finally, and just to turn on who's on available and who's not. Obviously, Clodagh and Ciara are away with the under-17s, which is great for them personally, great for the club to have that representation. But it probably causes you a few additional choices or thinking ahead of picking your 11 for tomorrow?
Yeah, it makes things a little bit more difficult in terms of your decisions and how you play, how you set up. And like this week probably hasn't been ideal with, the girls have had college games, so we haven't really been able to train as much as you'd like. So you've had to kind of manage their load over the week in what you do. So in terms of preparation, hasn't been ideal. But at the same time, all the girls have a clear understanding of what's needed to be done in each position. So whoever comes into them positions knows what their role is and what the job is to be done, and we're comfortable that we can go into the game and implement that.